In this exclusive video, we are going to show you exactly how you can find below market value deals. Hi everyone, I'm Katy Wilson.
I'm George Scott.
And we are professional property investors and we invest all over the country. And what we're doing today is we're going to be pre-qualifying viewings to make sure that we're working smarter, not harder. So below market value, taking a property that has a market value and trying to get it at a discount.
Deal packaging is where you find the deal and you sit between the buyer and the seller and you charge a fee. And this is a way that enables us to earn chunks of cash to then use to buy up and apply to our own property portfolios.
I now have a buy-to-let portfolio just shy of £2 million now, and I have established a national deal packaging business where I'm finding investors and deals and I'm selling them on.
So from 16 years in the parachute regiment in the British Army, that took me into bodyguarding and conservation work, but I was never ever at home. I've now looked at property as the ticket to enjoy a new life where I get to actually be a present husband, present dad, and deal packaging for me is the entry-level strategy that enables me to cash flow rapidly and fill the bank with pots of capital that I can then use to buy up my own.
In this video, me and George are going to show you exactly how we find below market value deals. This is completely unplanned, unscripted. We don't know what the estate agents are going to say, and you're going to see what it's like in real life from an educated property investor, deal packager, exactly how we do it. So before we get started,
drop a like on this video,
subscribe,
and hit that notification bell.
Let's do this.
Let's get in there.
Boom. So I'm looking for problem properties, and I've just found one on Rightmove, which has been on the market since 2018. I think I've worked out why. It's just on for far too much money. If I could get it for what it's worth, then this would be a 32% return on investment. So it did originally go on for 110, it's been reduced to 100. Then what we've done is we've worked out the value of this property, and I think it's probably worth about 87 based on the comparables. We've checked the market rent, so we know it will rent out for 595 all day long. I think this one's going to be the warm-up. How confident am I? I'm always confident.
Our office is now closed. Our
Brilliant.
business hours are Friday the
That's the
24th
problem.
p.m.
That's obviously an American
Friday
accent,
the
right?
31st.
Which tells me, because this property's on the market for more than it's worth, they're not open, there's an American accent, it's telling me that this agent is not local. So I would be inclined to send something direct to vendor on this one.
Trying to focus on this property that's been reduced. The fact that it's been reduced means that they may be inclined to receive a lower offer, and I'm just trying to work out the actual value of the property against the market rent to see what I can go in at without causing immediate offence. If they say, no mate, not interested, you're causing offence, then we know, no skin off our nose, we've lost that opportunity. If they enable us to book a viewing on the premise that we have already communicated our limit and they agree to that, that is a qualified lead where we can potentially achieve a below market value deal. This one in particular has been on since the summer. In this area, I've seen for sale signs go up on the Tuesday and a sold sign appear on the Thursday. Everything is moving fast. The fact that it's still there since the summer means you've got a vendor that is disappointed that their property is not sold. We can perhaps come in and offer a solution to take that property off the market, off them, and achieve a discount in the process.
So this property that I've found went on the market in May 2019 for 97 grand. It's actually now gone to £114,000. So the vendor's dreaming. If I can get it for what it's worth, then the numbers work really, really well. Does it need a refurb? You could probably get away with it as a rental property without refurbishing it. If you probably wanted to refurbish it, refinance it, there's definitely value add if you wanted to, so it's a great opportunity, because what happens is with Purple Bricks is when you make the offer, the valuer then rings you to have a conversation with you, and that's the person in the know. We have made an offer today of £86,000 on a property worth 114. Let's look at some houses. Let's try and find some houses. For some reason we don't have any photos. New build, not going to waste my time on that one.
Okay. And all I'm doing is making a note of the agent, the phone number, the asking price, and the reason why I'm attracted to it. It's been reduced or it's been stuck. So when it first appeared on the market, and then calculating the duration of time it's been on there. 4 with lines through it, dead leads, but 1 I'm still hopeful for. I'm going to call them up.
Who's that? I don't know who that is. Hello, Katy speaking. A delivery driver. Are you delivering something to my house? You want a garage? What, for petrol? Oh, my garage. All right, cheers, bye. What? How weird. You've got a garage, can I open that? Yeah, it's just open, mate, just let yourself in. It says modern method of auction, which is basically a load of bollocks. Modern method of auction. The tongue twister is that I tend to just steer clear of these purely because it's a way of an estate agent making more money. There's no auction really involved in it. It's just an opportunity for estate agents to charge more money for the same deal. They normally make £1,000 on a deal like this. They're probably going to make 6. That's the difference with modern method of auction, so I avoid these.
How can I help?
I'm just ringing about a property which I've seen on Rightmove, which I've seen before, and I'm just wondering what's going on with it. It's on 6th Avenue, Clipston Village.
We aren't able to do anything with it at the moment, so it is still for sale, but unfortunately it's going through some documents that he's signing off before we're allowed to do any viewings on it.
Do you know what the problem is? Is it probate?
I believe it is, yeah.
Whilst I've got you,
Yeah.
have you got any other properties that are maybe a challenge for people? They're not moving. You've got anyone who needs to move quickly? They're looking for cash.
Yeah, what I can do is I'll have a look through what stock we've got and I'll get them all sent on an email to you.
So the property's on for 15 grand less than what it's worth. So even in this market, if I can get it 10 grand less, then that's a winner. I'd buy that because that's in my area. That's my type of property all day long. But we've got an issue with probate. She knew that I knew that that was a probate property. It's one of those that you cannot get around because of the legal, there's just the process that goes on from probate. There's legal boxes to tick before we can actually do anything.
I'm just looking at a property you've got listed online on Montague Road in Nottingham.
That one is still available.
It's exactly what I'm looking for, and I've done a lot of analysis of the area. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm only able to put £116,000 into this purchase. So I was wondering if you think it's worth booking a viewing on that basis.
Speak to the vendors, we'll see whether they're willing to go down to that kind of price. Okay. Obviously we wouldn't want to waste your time getting a viewing in if that's not going to happen.
So that's a perfect example, right? She knows there's a difference here, right? Because she knows what they'll accept, but she has to be seen to be protecting them at the same time.
They've reduced it a couple of months ago. Most properties in this area have been snapped up. The fact that it's still there and they've been forced into a reduction has really caught my interest.
Can I ask you a personal question, George?
Please.
Can I have that biscuit?
Of course you can, yeah.
I love it.
Good afternoon, Copy Amy speaking. How can I help?
Hi Amy, it's George ringing. I'm just looking at a property you've got listed on Rightmove on Carlingford Road.
Has actually accepted an offer on the property.
Cheers. All right, bye.
Take care.
So what I would have said there would have been, whilst you're on the phone to them, that one's gone. Is there anything else that you've got similar? Have you got anyone that's looking for a cash-only purchase? Anyone that needs to move? Anything that's not shifting? Any problem properties? This property is on for offers in the region of 120. It's a masonette, but it's certainly not worth 120. There is this element at the moment of property prices being inflated, which is the understatement of the century. People are basically finger in the air, I'll put my property on for that price, and they're getting that price. That's the reality. Now, it doesn't mean you can't do deals. I did a deal when I was in Mallorca from my sunbed where the property had gone on the market for 115 and it was worth 95 to 100, and I had that honest conversation with him to say, with the greatest respect, I'm probably at 9,500, and he said, do you know what he said? He said, I agree with you, which I found really interesting. I won't pay market value for it. I'm going to be offering in the low 70s. So it's probably not worth my time to come and see you. And you know what he said? He said, please come and see me anyway. That's a motivated seller. I bought 2 houses from him. So this one's on for 125, worth maximum of 105. There's no point in even offering on these because these guys are dreaming. I think the first big red flag is when a property is up for so much more than what it's worth. So you need the key skill is being able to work out what it's actually worth. So the difference between asking price and what it's worth, especially in this market at the minute, there's normally a big, big difference. So knowing what it's worth and then being able to make those numbers work, because if they're set on price, it doesn't mean you can't do a deal. It might mean that you have to do something a little bit more creative, like a lease option deal where you're going to offer them the price that they might want or a price that might work better for them, but you'll agree to rent it for maybe a couple of years with a view to buy it in the future.
Unfortunately, all our property professionals
Originally went on for 215, now 190.
Oh, wow.
So we have accepted an offer on this one.
Hi there, I'm looking at a property that you've got on the market, Allerton Street. Is it still available?
My vendor's actually put this one on hold for the time being, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm looking on Rightmove at a property you've got on Main Street. I'm considering making a viewing, but I've done some numbers and I don't want to cause any offence, but I've got an offering which is lower than what you're asking for, and I just wanted to bounce that off you.
Fire away with the offer.
I'll arrange this viewing on the premise that I can only put down £120,000 onto this purchase.
No point, honestly, they will not take it.
There are first-time buyers paying these inflated prices. It means that people like us need to work harder to find that deal.
Speaking to Carla, how can I help you?
Hi Carla, I'm calling about a property which is advertised on Rightmove.
There we go. 2-bed masonette, 120,000. I found it.
Yeah, it says cash buyers only. What's the reason for that?
I think it's just at the seller's request.
Are you serious?
That's not good. Where did she go? I'm only able to look in the region of 108,000 for this purchase. And I just wanted to check before annoying you, is it worth making that viewing?
No, the vendor will not look at anything like that at all, if I'm honest.
It would be easy to quit. I've never put any kind of formula or analysis into my my success rate. I'm adamant that I have had that many opportunities that have just fallen through the cracks, that have gone absolutely nowhere, versus the ones that we've actually managed to monetize. But because they bank so highly, they pay so aggressively, it takes the pain away of the 17 failures and the ones that never made it when you net that one good deal. So all we're trying to do here is stack up a consistent pipeline of deal flow. You're going to get some success along the way. The easy thing would be to close this laptop and walk away, go play it safe, and then go and have a job that pays you £2,500 a month. I'm not prepared to quit. People can slam the phone down on me. I'm going to go away and find the other opportunities.
Be smart with what your viewings are and offer. So we've been working at this for an hour. George is waiting on a call back to confirm a qualified viewing with a BMV offer. I've already got an offer in, a massive BMV offer in. So we've been doing this an hour. Imagine if we were doing this all day, view 20 properties, we offer on 20 properties, at least one of those is going to be a deal. You only need one. My name's Katie, I'm just calling about a property that you've got advertised on Rightmove on Gladstone Street.
With this one, we actually do have an offer that has been accepted. We're just waiting on proof of funds.
You haven't got anything similar, have you?
We are actually just about to have a different property on the street.
Do you think it might be worth me arranging a viewing if I'm in the same sort of ballpark as the one that I called up about?
Yeah, absolutely. Once we're ready to go ahead with viewings, I'll give you a call.
Called up about this property, which has already had an offer. Now, this property is worth 75 grand all day long, but it's on for 65 because they want a quick sale. They've already had an offer. So instead of just going, okay, that's cool, I asked her if she had anything else. She's got something coming to the market. She doesn't know me from Adam. Cold call from scratch. And she basically said that she's got another one on the same street that's exactly the same sort of thing. That's a deal without a shadow of doubt. And I asked her, if I make an offer of the same, £65,000 on a house worth £75,000, is it worth me arranging a viewing? She said, yes. Winner, chicken dinner.
I'm just looking at a property you've got advertised on Carnaby Avenue. I'm only comfortable with £100,000 as my limit. Is it worth me driving up to you on that premise?
We have in the past had that kind of offer and we've had that declined, I'm afraid.
Someone's got to say yes.
The vendor for this property won't accept anything less than the listing price.
Which is maybe why it's been sat on there for 2 years.
It's fully tenanted at the minute. It's sold with the tenant in situ.
And do you know what? It boils down to just one thing. Motivated seller. He's not motivated at all. The fact that it's tenanted and it's probably cash flowing him, chances are, he's not motivated to sell it. So he's probably got more than one. Now, what I might be inclined to do is to contact that landlord directly to say, look, you know, is it just the one that you're selling? Because actually we might be able to do something creative. I can help you with capital gains. You know, there are ways of doing things, and you'll realise when you speak to the agents, I mean, you're getting a very similar response from most people. This is why you have to push them to get what you want out of that call, because they just don't care. They're not motivated either. They know properties are just selling like that, so they don't have any motivation to work hard to do something creative. But we're trying to find problem properties so that we can offer something creative. I'm just calling about a property which you've got advertised on Rightmove. It needs a lot of work. What I don't want to do is offend anybody, but I'd probably be in the 80s, like as in the early 80s, so maybe around 80,000. Is it worth me arranging a viewing based on that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they have advised that they're not looking to sort of consider anything below 80.
So that's another one. So this deal is a property that's on the market for 85. I reckon it's worth 150 in done-up condition, and I have basically just pre-qualified a viewing at 80,000. So I've pre-warned her that my offer is going to be around the 80 mark, which is just, you know, it's a great number. Taking into account refurb, sourcing fee, legals, stamp duty, everything, that's a 12% gross yield with a 48% ROI. That's a deal. 2 pre-qualified viewings booked in for me and 1 offer.
Good afternoon, Hunters. Ellie speaking.
Hello Ellie, my name's George. I'm just ringing up about a property you got advertised on Moorfield Road.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
It's still available.
It is, yeah.
But in all honesty, to try and avoid messing anyone about, I'm only comfortable with £100,000 for this one. Can you still allow me in for a booking?
Yeah, potentially.
They're not going to waste my time and let me drive 3 hours north for a viewing where I'm offering 10k under the asking price.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I've got one at the moment, which is on Montague Street.
What I'm looking for is either something that's run down where I can add the value and make it look nice so I can refinance it, or someone who needs to maybe drop the price a couple of grand to make it work for me. So do you think...
I mean, between you and me, I think we could.
Okay, perfect.
Obviously, I'm not going to go brandishing that around, but I think it could, you know...
That's fine.
We could work something out.
Perfect.
No worries, nice speaking
Take care,
to you.
you too, hon. Take care.
You.
Bye.
Bye.
How cool is that? You just got to ask. So, yeah. She didn't give me any detail about his motivation, really. But she, you know, when I pushed it to make sure that I'm going to either get something, and I basically pushed it that I wanted to pay below market value for it, and she said that that's something that we can probably do. So she knows more than she's letting on. Obviously, the key is that she's sat in the agency right now, and her manager's probably listening in. So once I get her one-to-one on that viewing, we can sort of discuss how much discount we can get on that property. But that's a fantastic opportunity.
Suzanne speaking, can I help you?
Hi Suzanne, it's George ringing. I'm just looking at a property you got advertised on Wigwam Grove. Just to be upfront with you, it needs a lot of work doing, but I'm probably maxed out at 190. Is it still worth me booking a viewing?
I would say so.
Let's get a viewing booked in. When can I come?
Right, so I've just worked out that I've made 12 calls. This is just my numbers, 3 qualified viewings. So they're qualified to the point where I've pre-qualified, I'm going to be offering below market value on those properties. Is it worth me arranging a viewing? Yes, yes, yes. So they're booked in, and I've made 2 offers as well. All from my laptop, all within, how long have we been doing this? 4 hours. So you keep doing that, one of those will come through as a deal. George has got his as well.
Yeah, so a positive end to the day here is a good exercise just to prove what can be done when sourcing a property on the market just by ringing up and cold calling estate agents. I'm very pleased that we've ended the day on that note.
So we've had an interesting day. You've got to be an action taker. You've got to take action. It's not just going to fall in your lap. I think people think when they do marketing, then that's all they have to do. And it's not. You know, it's all about building that rapport, building that relationship. And if you can do that over the phone, you can do 10 times more qualification calls than you can in viewings. So you're going to save yourself a load of time, because deal packaging can be passive, but you've got to systemize it to get to that point. And this is what it's all about, working smarter, not harder.
I've loved today, actually. You can speed up the process, which is always going to be fairly lengthy if you're going to do thorough due diligence. Anyone can just pick up the phone and ring, right? I do a lot of stuff on the open market, and I'll find a property that meets my criteria, I'll arrange a viewing, attend the viewing, and then realise that there's no wiggle room in the price and I can't negotiate. By doing this process beforehand, it means that I'm only attending viewings which are already qualified. So I'm absolutely making best use of my time. So really successful from my point of view. I got a lot out today. I think it's going to help me so much going forward with time management.
Yeah.
That's revolutionary.
Working smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
So I think traditionally the route was, you know, book viewings. It is a numbers game, don't get me wrong, but if you can work smarter, then do it from your laptop, from your home, from the comfort of your own home, the safety of your own home, and know that when you're going out to those viewings, you know that you're not going to offend anyone when you make that below market value offer, because you've already pre-qualified it before you've even viewed the property. So if you've enjoyed this video,
like this video,
subscribe,
and turn on notifications. I'm George Scott.
And I'm Katy Wilson. You've been amazing. Thank you very much.